Does toxic masculinity still exist in 2025? Even better question is the United States society becoming more toxic? That's what we're going to address today using the Bible as I believe it was intended to be used whenever God gave it to us. If you're new to the channel, this channel is meant to encourage men, encourage fathers, encourage husbands, encourage future husbands and future fathers. My aim is to encourage other men. I will encourage the family unit as well and encourage women, but there's a lot of negativity in our world at this time, and I feel that men need to be encouraged. If the men are encouraged, our society will rise up and become better. So, if you like this video at the end, please click the like button. If you have any comments about anything that I say, drop a line down below. If you like the content overall, click the subscribe button, click the follow button. I really appreciate it. We're going to dive in today. Like I said, we're going to come out of scripture, out of the Bible. We're going to be reading, we're going to revisit Cain and Abel, mainly Cain. And I'm going to have 3 points that are going to line up with what our society likes to kind of say. Well, our society doesn't say it's toxic masculinity, but I'll give you my opinion, but I'm going to use the scripture as well to back some things up. So we know about Cain and Abel. We're going to come out of chapter 4 of Genesis. Now Cain talked with Abel, his brother, and it came to pass when they were in the field that Cain rose up against Abel, his brother, and killed him. Now we know Cain killed Abel because he became angry with Abel and his countenance fell because they both gave God an offering. Okay. There's 3 points that I'm going to kind of use that are going to tie in with like toxic masculinity and how our society has, in some people's eyes, in a lot of people's eyes, has become toxic. And I know that's like a new age term, but I'm just bear with me, okay? The number one point that I want to bring out that a lot of people don't realize that about our society being toxic or about toxic masculinity is there's not a lot of anger management going on in our society. Okay. I hear toxic masculinity thrown around a lot, or I see it on social media. I see it on, I hear it in everyday talk, blah, blah. But the honest truth is toxic masculinity was a term that was coined by, and I hate to get political or whatever, was coined by a lot of left-leaning or democratic leaning or democratic ideology type people to really diminish the masculine man, diminish man in general in our society. The number one reason that that to know that you're not a toxic man, to relate into Cain, is that if you have anger management, right? The most controlled or the most manly man, the most masculine men have self-control and can control their anger or have great anger management. Cain in this instance was wroth, was angry, his countenance fell because of something that he did, because of something that he saw that God wasn't pleased with. So in our lives today, we have to look at the same thing. As a man, your anger management really defines you. If you can't control your anger, if you don't have any great self-control, then you will kind of lean towards that. I hate saying it, but you'll lean towards that toxic masculinity because you don't have any self-control in most situations. Okay. The number two reason, which ties back into anger management as well, and we can see in our society, not giving your best gives way to sin. Our society is ridden with people doing half work. They're shortcutting everything. They're get rich quick. They're self gratification. There's a lot of things that we just want to, we as a society want to get things done quickly, or we want to do very little work but get the biggest reward. Well, according to the scripture, you can see Cain. Cain didn't give his best. God noticed that. That gave way to sin. So if we give our best as men, then we don't leave the door open. We don't leave a crack open for sin to come in. So we should always strive to do our best. Again, that will keep us away from the term toxic masculinity as well, because a masculine man is going to be able to control his anger. He's going to always strive to do his best in every endeavor that he does. And then our society will be in a better situation as well. The number three point that I'm talking about, that I want to talk about today, is decisions can yield lifelong alterations. We can see later on in chapter 4 with Cain is that the Lord cursed Cain. So now you're cursed. This is chapter 4, verse 11. So now you're cursed from the earth, which has opened his mouth to receive your brother's blood from your hand. When you till the ground, it shall no longer yield its strength to you. A fugitive and a vagabond you shall be on the earth. And Cain said to the Lord, my punishment is greater than I can bear. Cain made decisions that were life altering. Not even just for him, but you'll see later on in chapter 4, chapter 5, that because Cain killed his brother, some of his lineage ended up killing somebody else. So as men, as fathers, as husbands, as future husbands and fathers, we have to get our anger management. We have to get some self-control to make sure that we can always give our best in every situation, but ultimately to make sure that we make the right decisions, because those decisions that we make are life altering. We can make decisions to where everyone in our lineage is going to be set up on the right path for prosperity, for success. Or we can make the decision like Cain, to where everyone is going to be set up in a toxic, cursed path. His life was hard from then on. He was a tiller of the ground. The ground wouldn't yield what it once did for him because of his decisions. His family made some of the same decisions as him. He honestly became a murderer after murdering his own brother. And then his family knew about that. So again, down his lineage, you can see that one of his grandsons, great grandsons, actually ended up killing someone as well. So our society has definitely gotten to the point, and I'm not saying it's like Sodom and Gomorrah, or the point to where we need, obviously God's not going to do another great flood, but our society has become toxic because there's no anger management, there's no self-control. We don't strive to give our best in all situations. And then we don't really care about our decisions. We don't care about our decisions past us. So if you want to avoid becoming or avoid being bashed, the toxic masculine person that people say nowadays, or if you want to help our society not be toxic, learn to manage your anger, learn some self-control, give your best in every situation, and then understand that your decisions are life altering. Good, bad, prosperity, or poverty. That's what you have to look at. You have to look at that from your own standpoint, and then from your family. You have to understand that every decision you make affects more than just you. If our society understood that, we'd be in a better place. Again, I thank you guys for checking out this video. If you like the video, click the like button. If you have any comments, if you have any rebuttals, drop a line down below. I will reply to them. And if you like the content in general, click the subscribe or follow button. I'd really appreciate it. That is all for today. Stay blessed.